But brought to you by Street Race Solutions. From Serco Yamaha, we have Jesse Dobson. Jesse, how are you?
I am great. Thanks for having me on, guys.
Mate, we appreciate you coming on. We were just chatting to you during an ad break, and you late night home from getting out of Maitland there. So we appreciate you staying up and giving us some time tonight.
Nah, that's all right. You know how it is. I'm just planking the bed, getting ready for bed. You guys keep me up. That's okay.
Oh, easy, mate.
How is he? Straight into us. Jesse, straight away, bud. You brought to everyone by Street Race Solutions. Stu and Andy and the team up there have supported you this season. The big fans of the sport. A good part to have as part of your program.
Yeah, those guys backed me for a while, and they're pretty much all in. You know, they've loved the sport and they've been around it for so long. And Andy and Stu are good friends of mine, and they're always willing to go above and beyond for me. So I'm super grateful for those guys and to have them in my corner helping me. So it just helps with little things and takes the pressure off me, and I can just focus on my riding and training, which is really nice of them. So big thanks to those guys.
Yeah, and I mean, speaking about the riding, dude, on the weekend, you're starting to get this thing heading in the right direction. 3-2 for 2, second overall, miss it by a point. You looked really good at Maitland this weekend.
Yeah, I felt like it's getting better. The collarbone and like that whole situation going on put a little bump in the road. But I feel like I'm getting back to myself now. Like I am. I feel we've been working hard, and Ford's had us under the pump, and there's no easy days on the bike, that's for sure. So I feel like I'm in a good place. But on the weekend, I think the second moto, I rode like myself. But the first moto, I wasn't super comfortable. I had an average kind of start, and I had to pick a couple of people off, and I just tried to chip away at Reese and Jay were in front of me, and I was trying to chip away at those guys, and I was seeing I was getting them a little bit, and then Jay made that mistake, and I was like lucky enough to pick up third. But that second moto was good. I've been working hard on my starts, and I pulled a good start, but I went into the first turn and overcooked the thing big time.
Yeah, we were just talking about that on our
I was like,
recap.
My boy here, Lockie Allen, he called it. He's just like, that was Dobson. I was just like, oh yeah, what's that?
You overcooked that big time.
Yeah, it was me and Nato. We had a good jump and we squeezed Webster. And I had Nato down the inside, like up the inside of me. And out of, like, his front wheel was there. I could see his front guard, and I was like, oh, I'm not letting this guy get this start. I was like, this is my first time I've been up the front down the straight. And I was like, oh, I want this thing. And then I was like, next minute, there was a turn coming. And I was like, oh, yeah, that's right.
Yep.
I've got to go left. And my rear wheel actually kicked up when I hit the ripped, because they were ripping the first turn.
Yeah.
So my rear wheel kicked up as soon as I went onto that, and I couldn't actually stop because my rear wheel was off the ground, and it was so soft I couldn't grab a handful of front brake.
Yeah.
And it just made me run so deep, and I pretty much missed the turn. And I was talking to, if you go back and watch, Gibbsy actually does the same thing in the first race of the day. And he hits the rip spot, and it just kicked up, and he went way too deep, and everyone just snuck up the inside of him. So I was going into the thing thinking I was a hero, and then come out, and I was in fourth, and I was like, oh yep, this is still good. I was still happy with that because I think that's the best start I've probably got at a national ever. Yeah. So it was good. And then I ended up passing Webster like the third turn, which I was in third. And then, I just started trying to chop away at those guys in front. Nato was riding good, and he just got around Jay a little earlier than I did, and he got away. But, Nato rode solid, and Jay was riding good. Everyone was riding good. I think at the moment everyone's working hard, and everyone's riding really good. On the weekend there's about 5 of us that are not scared, and they really want it, and they want to take down that red bike. So it's it's fun being in it all. I'm enjoying it, and I'm loving the battles, which is sick.
Well, going back, you're saying you want a heroic ride, dude. The heroic ride for me, round 2, obviously coming in. If you can just tell everybody, how long before round 2 did you actually injure yourself? And can you just tell us those days leading into that race? Like, dude, that is just... all of us will say here right now, dude, that riding with those conditions is just badass. Just how did that go?
Well, I done it. So what I had like, it was 2 weeks before, pretty much. So it was like I had a weekend off. What was it? So really, I done it that afternoon. So you had about 13 days until the race or whatever it is. And I was trying to ring as I was leaving the track. Me and my girlfriend jumped in the car and we're going to the hospital.
Because you were out there pretty quick, yeah.
Yeah, I had everyone help pack up. And yeah, me and my girlfriend jumped straight in the car. And my first thing was in my head is we need to get this thing fixed. We need to get ready for Canberra because I knew my collarbone was broken. Yeah. And I tried to ring my surgeon that's done my shoulders a couple of times in Brisbane, Dr. Stephen Andrews. And I was trying to ring him because I've got his mobile number. He didn't answer. So I rang Gavin and I was asking him if he had Steve Andrews' number and he didn't have it. And then I rang Mark Luxich and he was able to get onto Steve for me. And Steve was like, yep, I'll see him straight away this week. He knew who I was and everything. And I went to the hospital. I had to spend the night in hospital. So I didn't get out till Monday mid-morning. And then he fit me in Tuesday morning. I saw him first thing, had scans down in Brisbane, everything like this. I was seeing Steve, and then I was having surgery. He fit me in Wednesday, and so I had surgery on Wednesday, and that was like 10 days until the race, I think. And I got out of surgery, and like I felt all right. My collarbone felt not too bad, but it felt good for a broken collarbone, but it wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't $1 million. And I was looking up all these things that I could do to try and recover faster and to help bone growth. And it was the cut that we were worried about. Yeah. We're trying to get that thing healed, and I was doing what's it called? Hyperbaric chamber.
Yep.
And I went there and I was talking to the guys, and I ended up I did 5 sessions, I think 6 sessions, and the sessions were nearly 2 hours long. And it cost me $1,000 just in recovery. And, wow. They told me the price, and I was just like, yep, whatever. If it means I'm going to heal faster, let's do it. Let's take the risk. I don't give a shit. I want to be on the line at Canberra. Like, I want to be in this thing. And it was like, I remember it was like Tuesday or Wednesday that week of the race. And I said to my girlfriend, Jazz, and I was like, I couldn't even put my socks and shoes on. Like, I still had it pretty much dressing me. And I was like, I really don't know if I'm going to be able to do this weekend. Hey, like I had like 4 days till the race, and I'm sitting there. I was just like, I have no idea if I'm going to be able to do this. And I saw the doctor like on the Friday or the Thursday, and we got an X-ray, and he's like, "Yep, all looks good." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And he said, "Oh, you're just gonna like it'll be fine." He said, "It's just whether or not you can handle the pain." And I was like, "Oh,
yeah, it puts it back on you, yeah."
Yeah, and I was like, "Okay." And I was like, "Well, like, is there anything that we can do or anything like that?" And he's like, "Nah, you know, just have some Nurofen and just deal with it. Like, just see how you go." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And he's like, incredible. "Oh, I reckon you'll be sweet." And I was like, "Really?" Like, at this point, I could hardly put my shoes and socks on. And I like got a bit of foam that we stuck over the cut because Canberra's roost is pretty bad.
That was my next question. How did you deal with that?
Yeah, well, that's why I had a bit of foam, like adhesive, and I stuck that over the cut because it's a pretty big cut across your collarbone there, and you don't have much meat or anything there, you know. And so I had like foam there to try and protect it. And at Canberra, I wore like 3 shirts all day just to try and give it some more padding there, like to keep it off my collarbone, any roost. and it was hard. I remember I spoke to Daka, Craig Dack, on the Saturday afternoon. Like, he asked me, he said, are you going to be able to do tomorrow? And I was like, I don't know. I honestly didn't know. I was like, I'll let you know after practice.
Well, that's what I said to you, Trent. I was just like, practice will be the determining factor. And then he comes out Moto 1. I was just like, dude, as soon as that happened, I was just like, that is just badass. Like, hands down, that is just bad ass stuff.
Well, yeah, I done practice, and I was like riding around a little bit. I did one of the tabletops over the back, and I cased it, like, because I just went to do it on like my third lap, and like, I'll see if I can do this thing, and I cased it, and my collarbone felt all right. And after that, I was like, we're on, we're good. So, and I think I qualified like 6th. I only did like 1 lap, and I was just like, yep, I'm happy. Oh, I think I was 7th, and I was like, yep, that'll do. I'm going in.
That's a boss move.
And the biggest thing for me was at Canberra was, like, the first turn was a bit
yeah, you can say it.
And I was just like so cautious through the first turn. Like, I pretty much should have just I wanted to almost let everyone go and then just ride through the first turn last and then start picking off people. And my starts were that bad that I probably could have almost done that.
Yeah.
But once I got around the first turn, my collarbone actually didn't bother me. It was my pelvis and that was bothering me the most, because I took a good whack to that when the bike come over and hit me at Coolum when I crashed.
Crash was huge.
Yeah, I watched the whole thing, dude.
Yeah, it was, my pelvis was giving me the most grief because it felt like I had a torn muscle on the inside of my leg.
Yeah.
And I felt like all my hamstrings were torn, and then in my core, it felt like I had a torn core because everything attaches into your pelvis. And I was like weak going into ruts and stuff like that.
You got all that checked. You got all that checked out though.
Yeah, I got it all checked out. There was no breaks because I'd broken it before, and I thought it was the same thing.
I remember.
But they just said that it's taken such a big whack, everything's so inflamed, it's just giving you the same symptoms.
Yeah.
And that's what I was dealing with the most on the race, and I felt like it held me back because my balance was all off. But my collarbone actually didn't bother me that much once I started riding. Like, it didn't. I wasn't like, oh, my collarbone, oh, that hurts or anything like that. I just try to block it out and pick off laps. And I was surprised myself. The second race, I was actually a little bit like not disappointed, but it was frustrating because I passed Jay Wilson in the second race, and I finished just behind Reese, and we caught Noah Ferguson, and Noah got second overall or whatever. He got third in that race. And I come in and I was like, oh man, like I felt like my result could have been better if my start was better. Like, I was frustrated about my start, but like I had to remember sitting there with a broken collarbone, but it just it didn't bother me. Like, when I started riding, it actually didn't bother me, which is, crazy. 10 days post surgery, and my collarbones, you think it would be so sore, but it didn't bother me on the track at all. And then, like, after the weekend, I took a week off, and that's when I started working with Ford. I took a week off and I started riding again, and my collarbone was fine, but my pelvis was still giving me so much grief. Like, I'd try and do long ruts, and you don't realize how much you actually use your hips and the inside of your legs when you're tipping it into a deep rut or whatever, and you're nearly dragging bars, and you use your outside leg to keep you up on the bike, and hold you on the seat. I was going into ruts, tipping it in, and basically just falling over with my leg out. Like, I've done it so many times. And it's just because my pelvis, I was so weak through it all. But that kind of went away, and it's been good since, but it's it's kind of funny. My collarbone actually was never a massive issue when I was riding, just because I guess I put the plate in and couple of screws and she's good to go type thing, So,
well, I mean, obviously now in hindsight, like doing that, going through all that and getting yourself out to Canberra, I mean, you're 34 points down on this championship, just slid into second overall in the points after you ride on the weekend. Like, now you can go, I'm fit and I'm healthy now, and you start to put things together. Like, this championship's not out of reach for you.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, it's I was kind of going into the weekend. Like, I was keen for Gilman. I was ready to go for Gilman, but it got cancelled because of COVID and everything. And I understand that. We got to take precautions, and we got to listen to the government and everything like that. And it was a shame it didn't go ahead, but it just gave me more time, I guess. And I was going into this weekend, and I was feeling pretty ready. Like, I had some little goals in my head, and I wanted to go P1. And I wanted to go faster than Kyle. And funny enough, I come around and I done a lap and I was third in qualifying. I was like, oh yeah, cool, whatever. And I was like, oh, it was a pretty crappy lap. Done another one, went to P1. And I was like, oh yeah, now we're talking.
Now we're on.
But I kind of did another lap, and I think I went faster again, and I was in first, and I just kept getting P1 on the pit board, and I was like, oh, cool, whatever. Come in, and Kyle's transponder wasn't working.
Oh,
Well, it wasn't reading up on the thing, but they still got a time of him, and he was actually P1, and I was like, oh.
What was the time difference? Was it big or?
0.5 between the two of us. And I was like, oh, man. But I just thought, whatever, like, that's cool. Kyle can have first pick, and I'm just going to, I want to start rattling some feathers, I want to get in there. Kyle's, he's confident at the moment. He's riding really good. Can't take that away from him. He's super fit, works hard, everything. He's good on the bike, but I want to get up there. I want to start next to him and and throw him off his guard a little bit. And that's what I wanted to do. And on the weekend, I looked at it as a positive, him being P1, because I'll start next to him no matter what.
Well, it sort of looked like there was a bit of circo boxing going on in a couple there. Was that deliberate? Is that a thing that you guys sort of was just like, hey, let's get either side of this dude, and it's going to be a lot harder for him? Is that a game, or is that a mental side of that you guys are sort of looking into, or is it just coincidence?
No, it was just coincidence on the weekend. Those inside gates were the best.
Yeah, definitely.
I was going like whatever. If Kyle was going the second gate, I was going the first one, or either, wherever he went, I was going to go the inside gate, like as far as I could. And I think maybe NATO just had the same mentality, but yeah, it was kind of funny. I didn't realize until after the race that we lined up next to him, and we squished him off the start pretty much. And yeah, it's good. It's if you look at it in that sense, that's the race that Kyle, that's his worst race so far. So yeah, we don't have any team tactics or anything like that with that kind of stuff. But if NATO wants to talk about it, I'm open for conversation, eh?
That's it. We're going to win that.
NATO's just sliding into the DMs right now.
But yeah, it's good, and I want to have fun with this championship too. Kyle's riding awesome, but I think me and NATO can definitely get up there and challenge him a lot more than what we have so far. So
Circo's the powerhouse, dude.
We need to get them back on top. Seeing those Yamahas, and at the start of that final moto too, it was Yamaha 1, 2, 3, 4, which was pretty good for the blue black. Jesse, before we let you go, let you get to bed, mate. We got Tanti coming on next as well. Dude, I give you the Lit Kit Award for the weekend, dude. That 7 gear, the purple and yellow stuff, the Lakers looking jersey, dude. I'm a big fan of that gear. It looks sick, and with the basketball, I'm not a basketball guy, but the basketball style numbers on the back, that was pretty fat look.
Yeah, I was pretty happy with the kit on the weekend. I think I got the Lit Kit Award, definitely. I even had Willsy come up to me, and he's into his basketball and that, I think, and he's like, man, that jersey's so sick. He said, I want that thing. He's like, call him. I'm having it. I was like, okay.
Line up. Hey, it'll look good in our studio, and I got cheaper.
Well, we need Gavin to print up some more, because I've only got 2 sets of it. So, look, if Gavin wanted to
make it happen, bro.
If he wanted me to run that for the rest of the season, 1 set of gear, like 1 colorway,
You'd be
happy to do that because that was sick, that stuff.
No,
so
it was definitely cool. It was definitely good stuff. All right, Jesse, we better let you go, mate. We got to go to bed, and we got to get to Aaron as well. But dude,
we need Jesse in studio.
Yeah, Jesse, he'll come in studio.
We need it.
We've spoken, face to face, Jesse, and I've told you we need to get you in here. So we're going to make that happen when you've got some time available to come down. We've had Ford in here, we've had your trainer in here, so we need to get you in here as well. Actually,
I don't know. You guys keeping me up now. If I need to come in there, I'd have to send you an invoice. I reckon. You just let me know.
How was he? Hey, just send it to Street Race Solutions.
Attention, Stuart Young.
All right, then we'll sort it out.
Yeah, they'll
see if you can just whack some more on top of it. And,
bit of GST.
Yeah.
Dude, thanks for the time. Appreciate it. Let's hope to see a lot more of what we've seen on the weekend, and get towards the back end of this championship. And a red plate on that blue bike would look pretty sweet, I reckon. And a number one next year would be pretty cool as well. So appreciate the time, bud, and we'll speak to you soon.
No, thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Thanks for having me on. And, make sure you buy into those JD14 stocks as well, because those things are going up.
Oh, we were going to put it in there, but we
already knew. Like, after round 2, Canberra, I was like, I know where I'm at with this. So.
We were trying to mix them up because I could have went a lot of high ones where we were just buying lots of stock, but I had to.
Yeah, I was going to go high on Dobson.
Dude,
yeah.
It wasn't even a question.
Yeah.
But, we're buying JD stocks, mate. Don't worry about it. JD14, we're in.
Sweet as. All right, thanks, guys.
Thanks,
appreciate it.
See you, Jesse.
Mate.
Thanks, mate.